shaving, right, and it's a lot they handle now. I can't imagine at 8 in the morning as a kid. Holy shit. You know, man, these teachers gave you a reason to live.
Everybody was able to do back then.
12, 11, they gave you a reason to do the homework. They gave you a reason that you wanted to do fucking good, you know, and that was because every year that you had to go into the school just to see them, so you could feel better about yourself. I look at my daughter's teachers. There's no fucking personality. They're young. They're fucking. They're white, but I mean white. Like they're young. They're fucking. They're white, but I mean white. Like they're white, like white. Like they're
Like
on the
white.
level. Like that pen doesn't have enough ink. When do you think the shift started? Like around when it will start? Like you have to start being a little bit more PC, or you couldn't do the stuff you were doing when you were. When did that start changing? In the high school? It was, because 30 more, yes, that's about right. Change. Was it like cameras then, or gotta be? It's just something. I don't know what it is. I'll tell you. It's that kids don't sit at the table with their family that night and have dinner. Think about it. How many people? I watch Blue Bloods every Sunday. I used to ask kids, you ever make it with your whole family? No, because the mother works this time, father works this time. You can never get the sister has a job. You can never get them together. That changed everything. That family thing changed. That's why the kids, well, they're a little crazy now. There's nothing. That's why they don't see them as parents. They never with them. They're out playing. They come back. Me, if I did something wrong, my father was right there, right, waiting for me. Today, sometimes I couldn't get a parent to come. Or you get a parent. And they come and they go. A daughter did something bad in school. I forget what it was. But I saw it and she did it. And she said in front of her mother, I have the superintendent there and the principal. And she wanted to sue us. So I said, that's what happened. Because she said, how do you know? Because I saw it. So then she said, but you're lying. So I said, well, why are you saying I'm lying? She says, I was watching your body, how you acted. I said, like, body language? She said, your body language was wrong when you were talking. You got people like that, or people that don't see. They make things up. About it. You don't realize. King will make me bring my mom in. But I hired the guy from my mother's bar to come in as my brother. I paid him like a small money to come in and be my cousin from Cuba. King was like, next time I have to talk to your mom. And I played it off. And the next time he goes, this time have your mom come in. I'm going to talk to him. I'm standing out there with her and he goes, I told your other son. And my mother's like, what? I don't have another son. Kids today are street smart. And they might be even better than we were. No. No fucking way. They're street smart on a fucking computer, know how to send you a text. Yeah. They know how to send a bomb to the school through VPN and shit like that. But they don't have what we have. There's no way. I see it every day. I see the kids that my daughter plays with. I see it in these kids. That we're going to have a hard time. Look at the 20-year-olds. A lot of 20-year-olds doesn't know what the fuck is going and they go to college for 4 years, and somebody pays them a bunch of money, and that's even worse. That's even worse. They don't know. They don't know any English. Listen, there's not one of these motherfuckers like on a Friday night will pay $2 or $4 to make this never happen again. They won't hustle with football cheese. See, that was the backbone of America. That was the backbone of America. That now go get a job. If you're 14, you got to sign paperwork and let's school them. Listen, when we were kids, you walked into Tom McCann's. You need somebody in the on 230. When they went, you follow me? All these things went away. We lost the paper route. We lost the paper route. Nobody knocks on your door from the American Heart Association and says, I'm going to walk around Hudson County Park, give me a nickel for every fucking loot. You think I walked that thing every year? I kept half the money and gave the other half to the Heart Association. They don't have that. How many people robbed St. Michael, CYO, for all the booze deals? And I would sell them to $1 and take them back. Come on. And I'm not saying you got to be a bad kid. I'm not saying that. But they don't have that mentality. You can't learn that. You can't learn that in a classroom.
I think it's
Me too. And I have an 11-year-old daughter, and I see this. I don't see it as much as her. She does her homework. She does all that shit. But I see a lot of boys. Boys are not boys anymore. I remember in California, I signed my daughter up for a ballet class. The class had 6 fucking kids. 4 of them were girls. And the moms brought them in there with the silver shoes and the whole fucking guys. But that's out there. But here, again, when was the last time you got stuck in the snow and 3 kids were out there trying to hustle you for $10? That doesn't exist. We can't even get white kids to mow the fucking lawn. If I was Trump, that's the first fucking rule I'm making. I want to see white kids mowing lawns again. White kids don't mow fucking lawns. This is not good, guys. We do not, they don't have the mentality we were having at those young developmental years. You see a child. When I was a kid, my mom goes, you're not doing nothing today? You gotta go to the bar and stock the ice and stock the beer. $20. Instead of just hitting me up for a 10, I'll give you 20. They don't do that no more. It's unheard. They have no social skills. Have you gone to a restaurant lately? Have you gone to a CVS? Have you gone somewhere and seen the process that they put you through? They just don't have it, Mr. Barone. And then, you can't fire nobody no more. God forbid. I'm Cuban. Let's call the Cuban American Association and sue them. I'm Portuguese. Whatever the fuck you want. I'm not pointing at anybody. But these are all the things you have with these kids. It's not good. It's not good. Instagram hasn't helped us. Social media hasn't helped us. Dog, I had to threaten my daughter. And she goes, I said, at least 15 minutes. Go dribble a fucking ball. Go dribble a fucking ball 15 minutes. And what kills me is that the kids, I'm dealing with, their parents walk around like we did. Why don't you encourage these fucking kids to go out? They got them in the house all day. Mr. Softy, stop coming to my neighborhood. No kids come out, only me, my fat ass, my wife, and my daughter out there, Mr. Softy. It's not good, Coach. It's over. Kids don't have that American ingenuity we had. They don't find it.
I have 3 grandsons. I think one of them would have what I had. My granddaughter has it. She's on Berkeley. She played freshman, and she played varsity as a freshman. And she's a sophomore, and she starts.
Basketball?
She's got the thing I wanted the guys to have. They're playing with their computers. I tease them all the time. How could you have your sister a better athlete than you?
I go to the gym.
It doesn't work.
And I see kids boxing. Like, what happened? That's the first thing your father taught you. Nothing. These kids are like,
His daughter wrestles. Donald Pace is, he was down my road. She didn't take scholarship. But this girl, I went to I think for me, I don't want to do anything else. It was just being in school. I used to be proud when I left, and I'd say to a kid, stop talking to them or yelling at them and embarrassing them or making them catch it that way. Can't treat other kids the same anyway. But it's a great feeling to go. And how do you find out? You bump into. I bumped into these kids every day, and every stall has shop flyers there, and they make you feel good. Kids say, "Oh, Wolf Daddy's here."
Mr. Brown, I want to thank you for taking the time. Thank you for being a great fucking teacher, parent, and everything that you've done for a ton of kids, especially me. You changed my fucking life with humor, and that's it. You guys got to meet these changing flavors finally. Tonight I'm at Freehold, sold out. Tomorrow night, me, Lee, Rich Voss are at Park Casino. Next Tuesday, we're at the open mic again. And Wednesday, we're in Jersey City at White Eagle Hall. We sold out. So I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I'll add some more dates later. Lee, you got anything? This week I'm in New York. All right. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to your families. And thank you for supporting the Church New Testament. Stay black, cocksuckers. The Church New Testament is brought to you by Blue Chew. Listen, if you've been wondering if Blue Chew is all it's cracked up to be, the answer is yes. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers easy meds right to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost. And you cannot go wrong. I love Blue Chew. You know, I'm old, but every once in a while I get a little love into me, and Blue Chew never lets me down. Don't miss out on the best things ever. Blue Chew got you covered. You understand me? When they're laying there looking at you like, what the fuck just happened? That's you, Captain Blue Chew. Now, Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best. So discover your options at BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com. And we got a special deal for the church fans. You ready? Try Blue Chew for free. Just pay $5 shipping and checkout at BlueChew.com. Again, that's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important information. And I want to thank Blue Chew for supporting the podcast. What's happening, you fat motherfuckers? It's Tuesday, December the 3rd. This is the Church, the New Testament. Today, I got a friend coming on here. I've known him forever. His name is Lucio Fernandez. We're going to cover a couple of little situations here. Lee's here. His feet are dangling off the little fucking chair like a little kid in the back seat. I got to get my French fry from Wendy's. And that's it. We're here. Let's get this party started. Greetings from Podcastville. The Church New Testament is brought to you by Freeze Pipe. You don't need to wait for snow to smoke out of an ice cold bomb. Freeze Pipe has you covered. Freeze Pipe makes shellable pieces that give you a good time with no throat burning and no coughing up a lung. I love Freeze Pipe. Each Freeze Pipe comes with a glycerin chamber that you put in the freezer. When you're ready to light, you take it out, put it in the bomb. Once the smoke passes through it, your smoke gets cooled by over 300 degrees. Again, I love the pipe. Whether it's the bubbler, the bong, the pipe, the dab rigs, you're going to find what you're looking for with Freeze Pipe. So do me a favor. to shop at thefreezepipe.com and press in code Diaz, D-I-A-Z, for 10% off your order. Did you hear me? That's a Christmas breather right there. 10% off your order when you press in code Diaz. That's thefreezepipe.com and code Diaz for 10% off. Order today and get free shipping and say goodbye to harsh smoke forever. So those new TVs run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey can do it, I can rule the world. That's what you gotta be thinking. Welcome back to What's up, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey back here with my buddy Lucio, Lee Sayat. What's up, Lucio?
What's up, Joey? Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, anytime. Lucio, how far back do we go?
Oh my God! Because you came to McKinley School, sixth grade or something. You came in sixth grade. I don't know.
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade. That's how far back.
Now you were in the class with him, Levino?
No, man. It's so funny about that. I wasn't in sixth grade. No, I was in Miss Grabowski.
Miss Grabowski.
And then Miss Grabowski got me to skip seventh grade. No shit.
And they put you in the eighth grade.
I skipped seventh grade. I remember towards the spring, I had to take a couple of classes for the seventh graders, so I could skip seventh, but I went right to eighth grade.
Wow.
So I know you a long time, except you're like 300 years older than me. I'm much younger than you.
I don't know, you're younger than I am. I still remember you at my house lifting weights.
Let me tell a story about lifting weights with you. We were training. There was some karate guy that hung out with you. Some crazy karate guy, always wear white tank tops, like the guinea pigs. Always wear a white tank top. And we would work out of your house, and you were supposed to be spotting me. You were supposed to be spotting me. I don't know where you went, but those weights fell right on my head. And I look, and I'm in pain, and he's over there in the corner cracking up. And the karate guy was lost. He was like, what is going on here?
Who the fuck was the karate guy? I can't remember his name, with the white t-shirt.
Always wear a white tank top. Always.
I hung out with somebody crazy karate guy.
I was gonna say, you would tell stories about, like, he had basically had a karate fight club for a little bit, didn't you?
But that was in North Bergen with a kid named Mario Diaz. There was a Chinese-Cuban kid. His name was Mario Diaz. His father was a doctor. And I think Mario Diaz went to Fujian Pai Kung Fu. I went to Ishin Rouge in Union City on New York Avenue.
35th Street.
No, before, when we were kids, there was Fujian Pai Kung Fu, and then there was Ishin Rouge Karate. Kevin Norlander, Wayne Norlander, he was on 16th Street, New York Avenue.
I remember that.
The guy used to check your report cards. If you fucking got a B or a C, he would make you do jumping jacks and then put you on the side, and you got to do homework while everybody was flying through the air. It was tremendous. But we had, we're talking about North Bergen, right? We went to North Bergen first. When did you leave McKinley?
I graduated from McKinley in 77.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay in North Bergen. I had it all set up to go to North Bergen High School. I was going to be playing baseball there. I was going to be playing basketball. I was going to be running track. And all of a sudden, my mom and dad said, no, we're moving to Union City. I couldn't believe it. My whole life fell apart. So in 77, that summer of 77, we packed our bags and moved to Union City.
Wow.
Big change.
And which school did you go to Union City?
I went to Union Hill High School. It was different. Union Hill, it was different. It was all mostly Hispanic, but it was a whole different ballgame. In McKinley School, the teachers really cared. They cared. They wanted you to learn. They were, you talked about when you had Mr. Barone here in your last episode. Mr. Barone. You talked about Mr. Agresta. You talked about, Mr. Miss. People cared. I have a great story about Mr. Miss. Mr. Miss was the best.
Mr. Miss was in the class with us one day because one of our teachers got sick or something. And Mr. Miss was a good-looking blonde dude. The girls loved him. He looked just like Robert Redford with a mustache. He was yoked. And he was okay. And one day he was the teacher. They put both 8th grades together. And they said, we need to talk to you about something. We have an organization that wants to talk to you kids about helping them out. Okay. Mr. Miss comes in with the white dude opens up his briefcase. I'll never forget this. Opens up his briefcase and he starts taking notes on it. And he goes, "How you doing, boys and girls? I'm here to talk to you about a disease that's hitting kids. They can't walk. You start walking, something fucked up." But then he goes, "And they can only move 3 steps for every 30 minutes." And the guy goes, "Do we have any ideas on how we could take care of this?" And Richie Colombo or somebody raised their hand. He goes, "Give them roller skates." The guy looked down, closed the suitcase. I'll never forget that. He goes, "They told me not to talk to this class." That was one of the last times. Now, I don't know when was the last time I saw Mr. Miss. What's your Mr. Miss story?
Mr. Miss he was a holiday. Like you say, he was a good-looking guy, strong, and he became the basketball coach. And man, we were great in basketball, street basketball. We played at the court on 28th Street.
28th Street, all the
We
time.
played there all the time. David Ruiz and myself, a bunch of us. We played there. Yeah, lefty. Chucky used to come up once in a while. He was really tiny. Remember Chucky? How tiny he was?
He still
But he was fast, man.
Yeah,
he was fast. He was good. Very good. Anyway, so Mr. Miss comes in to coach us. We were great at street basketball, but when we got in the court, man, we stunk. I remember one game they called the 3-second penalty on me like 10 times. We didn't know how to play in the court. We never practiced. I remember we used to say, "Let's go practice at Kennedy School down on 10th Street." And we used to walk down there in the rain, the snow, didn't matter.
Outside.
No coach, nothing. We suffered. If anything, one time a week. So we were playing against all these other schools, and we stunk. But Mr. Miss said, "Listen, no, wait, no. We would start winning every game. We were winning by halftime, and then we would lose every single game. We lost every game. But Mr. Miss said, "You guys dress up. Dress up. We'll get all the girls. You guys will get all the girls. Just dress up. Doesn't matter how bad you play. You guys will look good." And that's what we did. With our little polyester shirts on and whatnot, the bell bottoms and stuff, and we'd go there and pick up the girls. That's what we did.
Who was on your team?
I know. I'm David Ruiz. I know Martincico played. You remember Mark?
Chucky, sure. I still talk to him.
Yeah. And I don't know who played. I know Chucky played.
Peter Jimenez, maybe.
I don't remember.
Peter. We had some crazy motherfuckers in that school. Now, it's funny that, listen, basically we're both from Union City.
Right.
I grew up in North Bergen. I went to high school and grammar school for a few years, but I've been going to Union City since I was in fucking diapers. And I went to Cortadito. This is how this whole shit started. I went to Cortadito one day. I was there with my daughter. You're sitting outside. It's 80 degrees. I'm looking around. I see this building. I'm like, I know that fucking building. I keep looking at it and looking at it. And I go, that's where my father's house. North Hudson. Across the street from the Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
And I went on a ride with my daughter. I'm like, oh, I know a lot about Union City. Like, I was here when 48th Street was just cigars going down the street. It was just cigar shops. Fucking cigar shops. If you went from Bergen Line down to like Palisade or New York Avenue or whatever the fuck it was. I mean.
You have the Colony Theater on 48th Street.
The College Theater on 48th Street. We had that other theater. I didn't even know this. You know that fucking, what's the comedian, the old guy with the cigar?
George Burns. At the Hudson Theater.
He met Gracie Burns in Union City at the Hudson Theater. Your grandmother, his grandmother grew up in Union City. She's telling me a story once where she used to talk to Fidel while she was waiting on the bus. Fidel would come up to her and talk to her. She goes, I didn't know this fucking guy was, but he was a gentleman. She goes, I figured out years later he was Fidel. Like Fidel started his revolution in Union City.
He had some meeting on 26th Street.
Yes.
20-something. We had a meeting with some people down there.
Yeah.
And where?
They got arrested.
Yeah.
He got arrested in Union City.
You're talking about Fidel Castro?
Yes.
What was he doing in Union City?
That's where the revolution started. Union City, whatever part of Florida, the Tampa was or some shit like that, and Miami. When they were going to do the Bay of Pigs and all that. Oh, before the Bay of Pigs. He was going to take over Batista's fucking job. But that all went down.
Are you Cuban as well?
Yeah,
it's not my fault. I was born there.
I don't. Oh, you were born there too.
I was born there, yeah.
Because I was driving back from Jersey the other day, and you had told me, Joey, that like your mom moved here partially because of like the sewing industry.
Yeah.
And they had a sign right at the Lincoln Tunnel in New Jersey, the home of embroidery since like 1837.
Of the fucking
That was
That's
true.
from the 1800s. You know why?
Why?
The German machines, the Shipley machines, they had to stand in solid rock. And the only area that had the solid rocks, bluestone, Union City is based on bluestone. So that's the only place that they can anchor these whatever 2-ton machines. So the embroidery industry grew in Union City and West New York. It was huge. They did all the patches from worldwide, everything came from Union City, West New York. Union City was the embroidery capital of the world. It's also the burlesque capital of the world.
The burlesque capital of the world.
Yeah.
Do they need to reinforce it for that?
They don't have no burlesque clubs no more, right?
No, no. You know how many? There was a lot of theaters in Union City. You had the cinema. You remember the cinema? The Hippodrome, the Lincoln Theater, the Twin State, which was on 48th, which CBS is on 48th and Bergline. The Colony Theater. You had theaters all over Union City, and there was a lot of people that started in Union City. You know, Frank Sinatra, when he was with whatever four, the group before he went solo, right. They sang at the Lincoln Theater on 32nd Street with Davis. You remember Davis? Toy store on Bergline Avenue and 32nd Street.
It was right there. That street.
Around the corner where Mi Bandera was, that used to be a theater, the Lincoln Theater. Okay, before it became years and years old. Not the Park Theater, Lincoln Theater. And there you had all these big stars that performed there.
Now the Park Theater is by the four-star dining.
Right.
The best BLT for fucking years. My mother would stop there at 3 in the morning and get me a BLT and shit. Tremendous.
How do you have the best BLT? It's just really good bacon?
It's really good tomatoes.
Okay.
Thick bacon, like back in the, now
I love the
everybody
BLT.
else is fucking
Turkey.
hog and
Turkey Club. Oh my God. Turkey Club there.
What?
The Turkey Club.
The Turkey Club
They
is
made
still
Turkey
good?
Club. No, the Turkey Club sandwich there. No, they just closed. The diner closed about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. Diner closed.
And my florist across the street closed. I had a florist. I'd go in there and bring florists to my mother. I went in there. We're in Colombia. We're never coming back. That's how it works out. But it's so funny how, like, I was driving that day with my daughter, and I started telling her, like I don't remember nothing about Union City until my father died. And then I remember we lived across the street from the grammar school on 29th and Central. Behind that, Robert Waters. I lived on that street. We had a garage and the whole thing. And then after that, I don't know what happened. And then we ended up in New York City. But my mother always had that bar in Union City. So wherever she went, I went. There was no fucking daycares.
You know who lives around the corner from you? You're gonna die. Tony Orlando.
In Marlboro?
No, near. No.
Oh yeah,
Union City.
Originally, yeah. Tony Orlando was from Union City, New Jersey. I mean, it's just fucking insane. And then I would just go visit, and I would walk because my mother had
Welcome, welcome.
so it covered. You walk for 40 years.
How you doing, big dog?
40 years. You walk back and forth for 40
I'm
years.
good.
We
Bro,
talking
I'm
about
kissing
we
on
had our own little world, man.
kissing on
I
you.
mean, Union City was probably
Okay,
one of the most
why are you upset?
unique little towns. Like I could tell you a
I'm
thousand
I'm upset on behalf of
Saturdays when
everyone.
we went to the cinema.
All right,
Like
big
the
dog.
cinema is where I saw the longest show.
Well,
Right.
It's where I saw rock.
Well,
It's where I saw
okay,
comedy.
man.
It's
I
December.
saw some
Peace,
Bruce
dog.
Lee. Fuck. They always had the midnight show, and then you walk down Burger Line, and you had Ponte Corvo fruit next to the toy store.
That's right.
With a load of boxes.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Davis Toy
We
Store.
would beat the fuck out of the boxes. They'd be all over Burger Line. And then we'd run away because we thought the cops were going to chase us. No fucking cops. Fucking crazy. And there was a go-go bar there. Right on 32nd Street.
Yeah.
Now, when I first remember being at my mother's bar, there was an Italian deli across the street. This is 66, 67, 68. I would go home and they'd pick me up. And I'd stick my hand and he'd always give me an apple or a fruit or an orange or some shit. I didn't want no fucking orange. I wanted the candy. Get things of candy. Then he left and the Blue Moon Chinese restaurant came.
Oh wow.
Like there was just so many things. But the thing that sticks in my head the most about Union City was when I was about 7 remember going to my mother's bar, and the front was just filled with clothes and people giving money. And I don't, I don't know how old I was, but he had two boys my age. 1993, I moved with George. I come back in, and I go to a gym in North Bergen, Galen's Gym. I paid for the membership, and they were like, "You're the owner's son." Yeah, they go, "Here's your money. You remember when you took care of us in Union City when we were kids?" They fucking remember. They go, "You work out here for free, and we'll fucking train you." Wow. And that was all fucking Union City. Like Union City, it's a small but a powerful little goddamn place.
Union City's a great city. It's a
Yes.
great little city. Great. And for the longest time, we were the most densely populated city in the whole country. Until just a couple of years ago, that Gothenburg became most densely populated city in the whole United States. But Union City forever was the most densely populated city in the country.
Now, does Gothenburg still have the record for the most bars per capita?
I have no idea.
I'm just blown away because you guys kind of like look alike. Not, but like you guys have almost like the same beginning, and then like you come and you have the little thing in the suit jacket. Like you guys started almost exactly the same, and then like I can't. It's so crazy. You guys came from the same place and you're just hanging.
So you graduated Union Hill. Where'd you go?
When I graduated Union Hill, I went to Rutgers, and I was going to go to New Brunswick, and then all of a sudden I was already working in New York. So I said, let me stay in New York so I can work in New York. So I was working in New York.
Now, what were you doing in New York?
I was acting. I was an actor.
Holy shit!
Actor, yeah. I never thought in a million years when I was growing up I wanted to be a baseball player. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to date myself. In freshman year in high school, I won a dance competition. Disco was big, so I won a disco championship in New Jersey and New York. So that got me onto Soul Factory Disco. You remember Soul Factory?
Sure.
So that got me on the
I just
TV.
drove back.
So they got me on that TV show. And I used to be so funny because I used to go to Soul Factory Disco. I was underage. And I remember my cousin used to wait for me outside by the side door and used to give me his ID so I can go around and come in with using his ID. I was young. I was like, whatever, 14. So anyway, I got into the TV show, and every week I was on Soul Factory Disco. Sometimes I was featured, sometimes I was just a crowd, but I was on the show. And this is freshman year in high school, Union Hill, nobody saw me. Nobody.
I didn't see you.
No. Nobody like guided me to show business or anything. Nobody. I kind of sort of tripped into it.
Can you just explain what Soul Pack? It sounds like it was like what was that Love Train or what was that Soul Train?
It was like Soul Train, American Bandstand, or something like that.
And it was just disco music. You were just dancing the whole time.
And then you saw Karen Young. You remember Karen Young would come on, and the Commodores, and all these people would come and perform. Lip sync, but they would perform in this little stage that they had, and we were just dancing. And sometimes I got featured because I won the stage. And there I met this couple, Jeff and Donna Shelley. They were dance team, and I started taking dance classes with them, and then that was the beginning. And then I got into Then when I went to Rutgers, this kid that went to Union Hill with me said, "Listen, I was going to be an engineer." He goes, I want to take you somewhere." I said, "Where?" He took me to Rutgers, the Black Box Theater in Rutgers, Newark. I saw the Black Box Theater. I said, "Man, that's what I want to do. I want to act." Within a year's time, I was signed to New York. I was trying to do soaps, and I couldn't act to save my life. I couldn't dance. I couldn't sing. I had no ability, but I had the desire.
Obviously, you could fucking dance.
Yeah.
So I got into all these shows, and I got into soaps. I did a bunch of films. I did a bunch of soaps. I did a bunch of musicals and plays and the whole bit, and that took me all over the world. That's what I did for a long time, for a very long time.
Sounds like you were pretty good at it.
Yeah, I was all right. I was willing to stand on my head. The director said do this, and I would just do it. Of course, I was athletic. So you're athletic in the musical theater world, and so you're dancing masculine. They want people to dance masculine. So I did West Side Story for 5.5 years of my life every day, every major production. I did Chorus Line. I did Jesus Christ Superstar. I did Guys and Dolls.
Were you on Broadway?
I did the Broadway National Tours.
Oh, so like the one that would travel around in the movies?
Yeah. So I did for West Side Story. I did the European company, the national company, the world tour, the European tour, the Paris company, and the Japan company. We were supposed to come to Broadway, and then
You did West Side Story in Japan?
Well, I did West Side Story 5.5 years of my life, every single day, 8 shows a week.
Could you still do it right now? 8 shows. I can't imagine doing 8 shows a week.
Man, it felt when you got off the tour, it felt like you had been to war. Everything hurt. Everything. My knees, my back, my I played Chino on West Side Story, so I was shooting the gun. So I had tendonitis on my my elbow from shooting the gun every night.
Fucking do
It was a
plays.
lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And a lot of commitment.
People don't realize it.
People have no idea. We go into theater, like I've got auditions here for theater. I'm like, they better not call me. They better not fucking call me because they wanted me to do whatever, Guys and Dolls, 2 years ago. I'm
Oh,
like,
you'll be great. You'll be great, guys.
for the one guy, the
Yeah, yeah.
crazy guy, and I was like, I don't know. The guy called me up, listen, we really want you to do it, but we're rehearsing twice a day till fucking Saints Nichol's Day. And I'm like,
I did Guys and Dolls with Lorna Luft. You remember Lorna Luft?
I remember the name.
Liza Minnelli's sister.
Okay, Lorna Luft.
Lorna Luft. I did it with. You remember Steve, the guy who played Steve in Married with Children?
Yeah.
He was in the company I did. You remember? Oh, Fish. You remember Fish? What's his name?
Abe Vigoda.
Abe Vigoda. He came in. They had to let him go. He couldn't do the role.
No, he's too old. You gotta
This
remember.
is years ago.
And I know he can't dance.
No,
He
no.
was 100 when he did the Godfather. He was 100 when he did the Godfather.
Yeah, yeah.
I just seen it in the restaurant. They always play Italian movies. And he was the part when he asked, what's his name? Who gives a fuck? But he was old then. He was old then.
So when I went to Rutgers, I was doing all the stuff in New York, and ICM signed me for a commercial. So I would do all these commercials and stuff, you know. So I was making a living at it, and that's all I did for a long time. And then until I ended up back in Union City somehow.
So you have your SAG card and everything?
Yeah, I got SAG after and equity, you know, for forever.
Equity, dude. I don't even have fucking equity. After it's done, they're like mixing SAG now.
Yeah. It's not the same.
It's
Yeah,
not the
it's not
same.
the same.
So I mean, you've done. So I guess have you ever done plays, Joey? Have you done
All the
plays?
time. You saw me doing fucking the King of Nine when I was watching.
Like, what one was your favorite? Was between all of them, between plays?
The most I mean, probably West Side Story.
Oh no, but that's but like between plays, like commercials, TV.
Plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot. When I was at Rutgers, that's what I studied. You know, theater. I wanted to be a theater actor. I never thought in a million years I was going to become a film producer, stuff like that. That was not my thing. My thing was going to be I was a serious actor. In fact, I worked at. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Spanish Repertory Theater in New York. I worked there for 3.5 years. It's the premier Hispanic speaking theater in New York, and I worked there as a lead actor for 3.5 years, and I did everything. It's a repertory company. So on any given weekend, one weekend, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I did 5 different plays.
What?
So you're it's a true repertory company. So you're learning all these plays at once. You can do an classical play, a Lorca play, and then you do a contemporary play, all in Spanish. It's insane. When I got off the tour, I had just met my wife. And I turned down all these tours. And I started working in Spanish Rep. The first script I got in Spanish, I was like, what? And my wife is American. She had to teach me, help me learn the script phonetically. I didn't know what I was reading. I never read in Spanish, you know. So I was there for 3.5 years, and it helped me out to later on when I, becoming a commissioner and stuff. And it helped me because then I was bilingual, you know. That helped a lot.
I can speak Spanish. I can read Spanish. I can write a little Spanish. But Spanish auditions, I just tap out. I don't know about it. I can't because listen, there was a show on in the late 90s on Telemundo. It was a Cuban family, not
Not que pasa yo ese.
no. This is one that came later. And one guy got caught in light, and he was going there and reading. He was reading the Cuban tour guide. Well, I go down there, and there's all these Cuban people. They're very nice, but they ain't Cubans like us. Okay? So I'll never forget. Like, I read the role, booked it, went on the next day, and during rehearsal, I said a line, and they all were like, what? Like, they were fucking uppity duty Cubans, right? And then we started doing the scene, and they all had problems, and they were too fucking emotional, and he's not doing it right. La palabra esta. And I went to lunch, and they called me at lunch and said, you got fired, but they're going to pay for your afterthought. I said, fine, fuck them. $1,000 they took out of my future. But and then, about 25 years later, 20 years later, during COVID, I'm walking in that park.
Okay.
They did all the rallies in my house, and during COVID, the guy that played the cousin on the George Lopez show, he was on the show last night. And he came over to me and goes, "Hey man, I just want you to know, I haven't seen you since that day, but it wasn't me who got you fired. It was those other fucking Cubans. They had to stick up their asses." And I was like, "Okay, good to know. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'll never make it again." But that's why, because my Spanish is completely different than their Spanish. And when I say a weird Union City word, they fucking lose it.
Because we grew up speaking Spanglish. We spoke Spanglish.
But I spoke that shit that they came with you, the revolution.
Yeah.
Those people spoke differently. They cooked differently. They acted
Absolutely.
differently.
Oh,
It's a
absolutely.
different fucking world. And it's still embedded in, like, it's still in my fucking soul how those guys walked around and how they could, and I don't know. It's just, I can't. I've tried even, police make me read the fucking Mexicans and Colombians. I get one Cuban, and, it's not going to work. It just doesn't work. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I remember when Scarface came out,
Okay.
and I said, "Where are the Cubans?" I know Stephen Bauer was in it, the only Cuban, but where are the Cubans? There's a ton of Cubans everywhere. The Cuban influences were not there. You know, I mean, Pacino tries, his best, and it's a cult classic. But where are the Cuban nuances, that machismo, the way that the Cubans talk, the way my stepdad talked, the way your dad talked, the Cubans growing up in New York City were different. They're tough. They were tough, but it wasn't just the way they looked. You know what I mean? It was a whole different kind of Cuban, and that wasn't represented in the film.
But when they was getting ready for that film, it was Little Angel Salazar,
Yeah,
yeah, that kind of prepped Pacino for a lot of stuff. But it got so bad that they didn't have no Cubans. That when they're working in the fucking in the coffee shop, when he quit, remember that film when they quit?
I remember.
Right before that scene, there's a guy who comes up and says, "Oye, hacer it, ponle más jamón, más jamón." You remember
Yeah,
that?
remember that scene perfectly.
That's Angel Salazar off camera doing.
Oh, really?
They had no Cubans, and in their defense, you had Angel and the other guy. What a lot of people don't know is that movie was cast in Miami, but really shot in LA. That's what I didn't know. That nobody knew. Over the years in LA, I kept meeting people from Scarface, and I would ask them questions. In fact, I shot in a movie with Pepe Serna, the guy that just cut his arm off.
Yeah.
And he told me he stole the extra arm, and he sold it for 75 grand. The whole fucking thing. But he was telling me what happened. They were down there in Miami, and the Cubans shut them out. So they had to shut down, pay everybody for 6 months, and go to California and start all over again. Like Tent City. I thought that was Miami.
Yeah,
That's under the 405. The house, when he goes to the mother's house, that's a little house by the airport in LAX.
Wow.
Like where they put fucking migrants or whatever. I don't know what they do. But all that stuff was LA. And then the two guys that shoot Tony in the disco, the one guy was my buddy. And he told me the whole story. He was an extra. He was doing extra work for the holidays to pick up money. And fucking, he was at the table getting coffee. And the director came up to him, or Brian De Palma came up to him and said, "Hey, what are you?" He goes, "I'm a waiter." Fuck that, you're a hitman now. And it made him an actor. He was only an extra. That was his first acting job.
Wow.
So he was telling me how they just had a lot of problems in that movie. They finished that, but that last scene, the shooting scene, did you ever know about that?
No, no, no.
That's Steven Spielberg.
Oh, really?
They were in Miami for a fucking directors conference. If you see who was shooting and they had like 10 cameras. So Brian said, every director come down here and get on a fucking camera and shoot. All those motherfuckers are in there.
Really?
All of them.
No idea.
Because there was a director's convention for like a week in Florida, something like that. But that's what the defense was on that. But listen, if you go to Hollywood, people get pissed all the time. Look at fucking Major League. They put Serrano. He ended up being the president of the United States on that fucking show. What? There's no other Cuban? But casting is fucking a different world.
But the movie became a cult classic. It had a ton of money. Ton of money.
And it came out on December 25th. Did you know that? Scarface got released on Christmas fucking Day. So people were going to the movies thinking it was a family fucking movie. Did you see the premiere? Go on YouTube. The premiere, the funniest was the lady from Dynasty. When they said to her, "You leaving?" And she goes, "I've heard enough fucks for a lifetime."
one scene that when you know when he's completely stoned out of his mind and he's talking to her, look at you, have a whatever as a wife, joking. Yeah, that scene was just unbelievable. So many great scenes.
It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's a great film.
You know, and I don't know. I remember when that movie came out, how it changed this area. You know, Union City. Listen, man, when you look at the statistics and shit, like the Cubans took it over, like you were talking about the Germans and the Dutch and there was Indians there, and then the Cubans started coming in like in '50 before the revolution, you know, and they just built this beautiful little fucking community. You know, they really worked hard.
When the Cubans came, Burger Line Avenue was not Burger Line Avenue. There was nothing. All the stores were closed. You had a bunch of Italians selling fruit from the fruit carts. My dad told me. My dad came in '65. Because Burger Line Avenue, all the shops were pretty much closed. The Cubans built it up. As the Italians moved out, we still had some Italians growing up in North Bergen. Italians and Irish and Germans, some Greeks. And but Burger Line Avenue was the Cubans built it up. All of Union City, all the embroidery that stayed for a long time because of the Cubans.
You remember Bombero Angelico?
Angelico, yeah.
He was across the street from the cinema. So if you were lucky, Mom would give you $10 and you go see Angelico first. You'd sit in his chair. The minute you sat down, Angelico made a fucking spectacle. His haircuts weren't good, but when you left there, you thought you were fucking carrying man. Okay, because he do the fucking thing, and they do like dust and shit. And then he'd cut your hair and he'd go, mira que lindo. And he'd start with that, oye, parece una tita. And he'd just be cutting your hair. No, 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 muy ta. Como dice un americano, muy ta. And then he would fucking keep combing it. And at the end, even though a lump was longer than the other, he'd put some spit on it, and he'd put purple lights on it.
Yeah, oh, remember the lights?
Remember the lights?
Oh my God!
This
Yeah, the lights.
told you I'm the optical illusion.
It gives you shine.
And then he put like throw music on, and he'd move with you, and you're like, oh, that looks good. Then you get home, and your hair's all fucked up. You're like, fuck it, I ain't going back up there.
All it was is like one of those floodlights with color in it. And it goes, give you special shine.
Why would you go get wrong? Why would you go back? If it looked that bad, after like the second or third time,
because you bought it, you drank it, you drank the Kool-Aid.
It was the scene, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't the hairdo. You were paying for the scene. And then there'd be Cuban dudes there talking about ese huevo quiere sal and about like 8, and they'd be talking about women. Mira, I fucking do this, and you're like, oh my God, these guys are fucking savages. Savages. Pastor Music.
Pastor Music got closed a couple of years ago.
Fuck, and it just, when I was a kid, it was 3 floors.
Yeah.
But every time I came back, I would go to 2 floors, 1 floor, and then there was a strip club there. Not a strip club, it should have been a strip club. There was a club there in the '90s called the Players Club.
Yeah, where was that? Where was the Players
Club? Right next to Pastor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
There's comedy there.
Then became a karate school. Yeah, I remember.
And I went up there one day, and there was 20 hookers. I got like $20 to do the show. There had to be 20 hookers up there, and one of them was a North Bergen girl. I remember. I was like, "Dog, I know your sister."
so like, can you guys explain? Because I have no idea. But like, you both both born in Cuba. Like, what is it like? It's crazy that you both like Scarface or all these. What does it mean to you to like be from Cuba? Like, how does that change your life, or how does it play in your life now? It seems like you guys have a lot of similar stories.
Can't
Growing up in Cuba, I mean, you're born in Cuba, but you're raised in an area where you have this mix of all kinds of people. Like I said just before, we had the Italians, we had Germans, we had the Irish, and everybody called each other names, but everybody got along great. You could have a fist fight with this guy because he called you a spick one day, and you called him a guinea, and the next day you were hanging out. It was a different kind of thing. There was no one waiting for you in the corner to stab you. Everybody took care of each other. It was a different kind of thing. Everybody got along. I remember I drive down Kennedy Boulevard with my son on 27th Street. And I tell my son, this is where I used to hang out. This street corner right here. I used to play stickball, manhunt, tag, hide and seek. We played everything. We played football. And you remember Nabisco?
Fuck yeah.
We played football in Nabisco or Center Forward. We used to play football there. In the snow.
Oh,
we grew up in an area. That's a mixture of people, and everybody got along. It was a great place to grow up in. You know what I mean? So it was different than being born in Cuba, growing up in Cuba, coming here with this culture. No, you created this culture of a mixture of people.
So would you like? Obviously, you're Cuban, but like, would you say like you're more like this area of New Jersey? Like that's more of your personality?
I probably have more in common with you than with a Cuban coming from Cuba now.
Okay.
We grew, you grew up in this area. You understand the economy of it. You understand the food. You understand the people. You understand the language, their attitude. It's different. Some Cubans come now. You can't really read them. You kind of say, where's he coming from? Or someone from Union City, you know where they're coming from. You understand? Someone from North Bergen, you know where they're coming from. You know the walk. You know what you know. And when you know.
Right.
And it's different. It's different. So when people ask me where, like even my son says to me, sometimes you tell people you're Cuban, sometimes you tell me you're American. I'm American. I grew up here. I'm an American citizen. I gave up my citizenship years ago. I'm American. Through and through, I love this country. I do anything for this country. This country gave me and my family everything. It's a beautiful country, man. There's nothing like United States of America. Nothing.
And that's what these fucking Salamukis don't understand. And then they want to fucking walk around and fucking talk shit, coming from a Cuban house, bro, whatever the fuck you think, and whatever the fuck they thought, my mother was pro-American. And if my mother would have lived, I would have been in the army. Because these fucking Cubans felt that they saved their life. Well, we have to fight for them. I mean, they're really pro-American, man. And they got fucked over in the whole thing. And some people forgave Kennedy. You go to some Cubans' houses, they got a picture of Kennedy with a bullet hole in the fucking thing still. That's some Cubans. That's the way it is. But when I was young, I didn't really know what it meant to be Cuban. I didn't really know. We came through such a. One day we're eating at a nationalist house. One day you're eating at Johnny Black's house. One day, you don't really know until you become a man and you become older and you see what you're made of. And there was a lot of times when I walk into auditions or comedy clubs with my balls on the line and I go, you know what? My mother didn't come here for me to be a fucking punk. Like my mother didn't fucking leave her family to come here for me to be a fucking punk. That's number one. Number two, it just, I don't know. I don't know, but I've always started feeling Cuban after I did time. When I went to prison and got locked up, that's when my Cubanosity came out. It just came out in prison. I'll tell you, if you fucking touch me, I'll kill one of you motherfuckers. And it was just a state of mind. It's just a state of mind. Being from North Bergen is a state of mind.
Yeah.
Those days will never happen again.
Absolutely.
When I look at those North Bergen football teams, nobody was bigger than 6 feet. And they fucking won a state championship on the number one on the East Coast. That's little Italians that came from Hoboken. Okay. Because nobody knows the story about Hoboken, how the Irish wouldn't let the Italians pass 9th Street. When you do that to somebody, those motherfuckers get hot. So they came up here to smack Irish people. I don't know what it did. Half of the people we grew up with, at the end of the day, are all bloodline Hoboken people. The Rones and the Astorleys. I mean, there's 1,000 of them that are from Hoboken. Thousands of them. And I want to know what happened in Hoboken that made the kids I grew up with, the kids you grew up with, animals. We were fucking animals. We talk about the Peter Jimenez. That dude was jumping out in front of a car and getting hit by a car, 2 people. And finally one day he jumped in front of a car and killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Wasn't Peter like 17 in 6th grade or 17?
Yeah, he got the pilot program.
I swear to God, he was 17.
Bro, he had hairy legs and hairy armpits.
Yeah.
And he's playing basketball.
Fuck his arms. What are you talking about? His way to make money was to get hit by a car
and sue on Kenny Boulevard.
Crazy.
And about 20 years ago, he jumped out in front of a car.
You remember this guy Murk? You remember Murk?
Danny Murk.
Yeah,
the thickest fucking glasses.
He used to climb buildings like a Spider-Man. It's crazy. He used to climb any brick building. I think he died. Didn't he die?
Did he fall off of a building?
He's another guy looked like his comb his hair was.
Yeah, exactly.
His hair was fucked up and had these little bottle glasses.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker was a solid dude. He fucking stabbed
going down to Liberty.
But you didn't go to 26th to the projects down there.
You go to 26 where the Puerto Ricans are?
I used to hang with the Puerto Ricans
Oh
on
my
Central.
God. Yeah, off Central
But if
Avenue.
you go over down at 26th Street, that's where Alex Carvajal
Yeah,
lived.
yeah, yeah.
And
Oh, no,
Maria.
down 26. That was great. My Tito lived there. Alex
Oh.
Carvajal, great guy. Maria and I worked in Tarmac Hands together. And she had a hot rod. I think it was her brother's. And she let me drive it one time. I flipped out to her. I spin the wheels. What are you doing to my car, man? You spent all the gas. You're burning out the tires. Great girl, Maria.
I still hit Maria and go, it's never too late. You can still do this. And when she comes to my shows, I tell her, Maria, let's go.
She's great.
And this shit, let's go to Cuba. Big, like her brothers.
Oh, really?
Oh, she's big. People always calling and all of us.
Nice girl. Nice girl. Yeah, I used to hang out down there. You remember they moved all those people out, remember at one point? On 26th Street?
No.
Louis Arias, you remember Louis Arias?
Yeah.
I used to hang out with Louis Arias, Martincito, David, Jimmy Charneco. You remember Jimmy Charneco?
No.
Jimmy Charneco, he used to live on 28th
I remember like Alfred Ogley.
Yeah,
I remember like Dean Laprie.
Dean Laprie, the brothers,
and the Casino brothers,
Yeah,
the one
man.
that just died. That was down there. That was like North Bergen had all these neighborhoods, 26, and they all kept to themselves. But that neighborhood down there was off the chain.
Yeah.
Because they would always battle in New York City on Halloween. We walked there with fucking
Oh my God.
socks with flour and eggs and shit.
Mischief night?
Oh, it
man.
was on down there. That was mischief neighborhood. But the thing I remember the most was the light bulb company. Duratest.
Yeah.
They used to throw their light bulbs out in all their boats because they were defective.
Yeah.
And Juan Ali, the Ali brothers.
Yeah, I remember.
Juan and the other brother.
I remember the brother. I remember that Ali brother.
Juan and Carlos. They used to go to hookah houses when they were in the 6th grade.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
I gotta go to piss, but when I come out, we're gonna finish this story. There you go. They were in the 6th grade, and their dad would take them to the city, and they would come back on Monday. Like people were like, I went to the cinema. I went to roller skating. He's like, man, you got a dick suck for some black girl for $10, and you're like, what the fuck?
And we'll take a break. But how did this relate to light bulbs?
Because
they live right up
they lived next door to the light bulb place.
Oh, okay.
We would jump the garbage can, take the light bulbs out, and beat each other up. Everybody was all white. It had white powder in it from the fluorescent. Everybody had fucking white powder on them every night.
He was the first guy that talked to me about girls, the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. What you gotta do.
Smoking hookers and
Oh, man.
So we had a kid, McKinley Juan Soto.
I don't remember.
Good looking Cuban kid. He got a girlfriend. He quit school in the 7th grade. He said, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I didn't even kiss anybody in the 7th grade. Give me a break.
What's happening, beautiful people? I don't know if you know this, but this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. December is all about getting comfortable. Therapy is a great way to bring yourself some comfort that never goes away. BetterHelp is 100% online, so it's easy to use, and your therapist will be there for every step along the way through video calls, phone calls, or messages. Listen, I'm doing great now. I'm at peace. My anxiety levels are low. Why? Because I had BetterHelp about a year ago, and they gave me some exercises, and now I'm doing a lot better. So do yourself a favor. Just fill out a quick survey to get started and to get matched with a licensed therapist. Listen, if you don't like your therapist, you can switch them at any time at no additional cost, but you're going to love BetterHelp. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. People struggle through the holidays. Me too. I got no parents. I look around. I say, what am I doing here? So do yourself a favor. Visit BetterHelp.com/Diaz to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/Diaz. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try and get on your way to being the best version of yourself. The church is also brought to you by Aura Frames. Listen, even if grandma doesn't use the microwave, she can figure out the Aura digital frame. Aura is so easy to use, even with the most tech-challenged relative you can figure out, like somebody like me. Aura is the Wi-Fi connected digital picture frame that shows off all your favorite photos and videos. My wife runs Aura. We got the frame. She started putting pictures in there. It's unbelievable. You can add unlimited photos to your frame from your smartphone using the app. So you can change up what's being displayed at any time. If it's one of Oprah's favorite things, You can't go wrong with Aura. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get 35% off, $35 off Aura's best-selling carbon matte frames by pressing in code Joey, Joey. That's auraframes.com, promo code Joey. This deal is too good just for church listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Merry Christmas and show support to the show and get $35 off Aura's carbon matte frames. Use code Joey. We're back, bitches. So what happened with the Ali brothers?
No, Juan Ali.
Juan
The
Ali.
first guy that talked to me about girls, about the nitty gritty, what to do, how to do it.
So
I was like, how did this kid
what
know?
grade were you in, Nina?
I was in grammar school.
Grammar school.
I was in grammar
And that's
school.
like up to fifth grade?
Sixth. I know I met him in the sixth grade. And every weekend, him and his brother, he was on the level. His brother was not all there. He got in there with a rock or something because he wasn't all there. And one day we were outside at his house. A bunch. It was Martin and Julie, Martin's cousin and I. God rest his soul. And we were throwing Lysol. They were throwing shit at me, and I was on the roof. So I took a rock and I threw it up in the air. Just threw it up in the air. And all of a sudden I hear, oh, and I couldn't. And it hit the younger one who wasn't all there. And he had a big lump on his head with a blood stain. And he just got up like, man, I'll take a soda. You want a soda? I'll take a soda.
No, 26 was a great place to hang
That
out.
was a great place.
We had so much fun there. It was unbelievable. Mischief night. Nothing exists like mischief night now with the eggs and the flour. You know what I did one year? I'm Cuban, yes. I didn't know about the white flour. I put the real like not the kernels, but the yellow flour.
Oh,
It doesn't get
shit.
powder, and you hit someone over the head. I hit them over the head with a rock.
Yeah, no,
That's what I
shit.
put in it. I had no clue. I had no clue.
I don't know if you were there that night. We were all stuck on, had to be 76, 75. We were all stuck on buying glue and writing your initials on a tree and lighting them on fire and then blowing it out. Everybody's doing it. You go up and down Cold Street. That's funny you said Westfield got no trees. You walk up and down fucking North Bergen. They got all these trees on 26th Street. They planted new ones in the middle. And one night we're coming home from somewhere and Martin goes, I'm going to put mine. So me and Julie and maybe you, somebody else, there was a couple of us. We're sitting there watching him on the steps like a lookout. And he's putting M, P. And all of a sudden, he looks at us through the field and he lights the fucking initials. The thing goes, and there's like a tree, right? A fucking tree. And the limb is catching on fire. And Martin's hitting it with his hand and going, I go, Martin, it's open. And before Martin could put this thing out, a little fucking fire truck came. Like a little inspector and threw him on the floor. We ran.
Is he still in jail?
Who?
Martin or
Martin's in North Carolina. A good kid. Really good
But
kid.
at some point in the 70s, this before I moved to Union City, they had everybody move out of 26th Street because they wanted to renovate all those buildings.
Oh, that's right.
And everybody had to move out. They killed the vibe. Then it was dead. There were no kids around anymore. Then they started doing Section 8 and all that kind of stuff, and there were no kids around anymore. So everybody, that's when Martincito moved out, Louis Arriaga moved out, the other brothers moved out, everybody moved out. Everybody left. And there were no kids there. For years, the place was vacant. They were fixing up all the apartments. I remember I was devastated. I was devastated when that happened.
I kind of remember them cleaning that out. Even like when I drive by Center Ford, Tom's Diner.
Tom's Diner.
Oh,
I just told my son, I had the, oh my God, Tom's Diner is this little place right in the corner of 27th, between 27th and 28th Street. I had my first cheeseburger there. You know how much it cost? 64 cents for a deluxe. And it came with fries and a drink with a second drink. 64 cents, and it was an expensive burger then. I couldn't believe it.
64 cents. How did they get to 4 cents?
I don't know, 64 cents.
That would piss me off.
My dad, we lived in that building there with Tom's Diner was.
okay, that's what you
And my dad was the super. When he came from Cuba, he was the super there, and he was the dishwasher, whatever it's called, or whatever. And then he started buying. He got the bars and buildings and stuff like that.
You lived across the street from all those ramen.
Yes.
And I'll never forget, I was talking to the mothers one time about being Cuban, like lunch it. And 2 days later, the lawyer's like, you're not allowed in the house no more.
What does that mean?
I don't know, what does gancha mean? Like you're ready.
hot, you're hot, you're ready to
You're
hook up.
looking for a fucking victim. That ain't gancha means I got the hook up. You know what I'm saying?
She made Lourdes and her sister Iris. They're in social media. I follow Iris a lot.
Really?
Yeah, she's a great girl. They both of them are great people. And her mom, I love her mom to death.
Loved her mom.
Her mom made the best espresso in North Bergen by far. And she made this white rice with a little salchicha. What do you call it?
Yeah, rojo salchicha.
Yeah, rojo.
Oh, the yellow rice.
Yeah. Oh my God. She made the best. She made the best.
That's fucking. That's poverty food for Cubans. But it's works.
But it was great.
Yellow with little hot dogs in it, those little links and shit. You put a little salsa in that motherfucker, you make believe it's a lobster tail. You're like,
I want to go back with Lourdes. We used to hang out. You remember McKinley School when you came down the ramp, coming down from the bridge. Okay, it's a little ramp. There was a little wall there before the gym. They're right next to where the gym is.
yeah.
We used to sit there, and used to hang out with us there. And he turned me on to Richard Pryor. It was always imitating Richard Pryor and the Honeymooners. The only thing with Honeymooners and Richard Pryor, you were always, and Richard Pryor, he had us bitches crying, and Lourdes was there, David was there, Martincito, myself, and a bunch of other people. You know, I remember that clear as day, as though it was yesterday.
Do you remember any of the? He on the podcast for years he talked about loving Richard Pryor. I love that.
Richard Pryor's a vampire, the whole sketch.
Yeah.
That's what he do to a T.
That's right.
Oh my God. There was no one as funny. I can tell you that 100%. Now because I'm here, no one can call us.
And you're saying that even after he dropped the weights and everything.
Even then. After the weights, I laughed. I told the story when we reconnected years ago. I tell my wife, I've been with my wife almost 27 years. I've told that story 100 times about the weights, and I looked at him. The guy was just laughing. The karate guy with his skinny teeth, he was just looking at us like, what just happened? The whole weight fell on my head. He's just laughing. He's the most responding me. I wasn't strong, you know. It was crazy. We were strong.
We were talking about Hernandez. I want to talk motherfuckers about Hernandez. Hernandez was on 28th and Bergen.
Yeah.
Right by the
Straight corner.
Hernandez was open till about, look, my hands get itchy just thinking about fucking Hernandez. Hernandez was open till about 3 or 4. I don't even know when it closed down.
I don't know.
Maybe the mid-'80s. I think he had 2 sons. Tells me, have good Cuban sandwiches on now, go to this place.
Wait, that wasn't me. Don't look at me. I didn't tell you about a pepperoni place.
No pepperoni Cuban sandwich.
Fucking Hernandez, you went in there and the whips were already on the bread. And it was packed, a big one, and there was walls of just sandwich bread with the Swiss and the thing. You come in, right there, he had a glass in front of him.
Yes.
And you want it, and he fucking cut a piece of pork raw right in front of you. None of this, for you motherfuckers that want to sell a Cuban sandwich with pulled pork, I'll fucking kill you. Okay? That's not, there's no pulled pork. None of that fucking bullshit. So, right or wrong, these fucking jerk off. You had the Cuban, I wouldn't eat your fucking Cuban. You're fucking from Ireland. Why would I bet, they went, oh, this guy would slice white meat for us. And then he had jamon. The fucking ham to give it even more flavor. And he'd take a fucking paintbrush, brush that motherfucker with butter and put it in there. And then you tell him to make you a guarapo, that sugar cane juice, with fucking tons of ice. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was the real deal.
Do you know a place? Joey's been teasing me for years. I'm still fat, but I used to be a lot fatter. He's been teasing me with a preparata sandwich, the Cuban sandwich with the little croquettes on the bottom.
That's my wife's favorite.
Oh, where do you get that?
You can get them las frisas. You can get croqueta preparada. That's what I get those. Croqueta preparada. But Hernandez, this is when Swiss cheese tasted like Swiss cheese. Not like now it tastes like paper. Swiss cheese tasted like Swiss cheese. It was the real deal. When he's talking about ham, it was ham. It was ham. It was the real deal with mustard and the butter. It was talking. God, Hernandez restaurant was the best Cuban joint in all of the area.
And all they had was the sandwiches, or they had
I don't know.
They had this. I love to brag about. They had the best empanada. Meat empanada. And my dad, he had a bar. He worked in a bar, so he closed down the bar. You get his empanadas and show up at the house and say, "Wake up!" It's a this mirror behind my door with some sun thing that's made of metal. And he would open the door at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. So jump up. Empanadas, get up. You gotta eat this with the guarapo. You know, I would get up and sit in the bed and I would eat wolf down 2 empanadas. I was fart all night. You know, dos empanadas.
Wake you up at 3 in the morning.
I know. I was just thinking about it. When
They don't give a fuck, okay? If they come in and if let's say my mom comes over and we were sitting on the couch and we eat potato chips, 2 in the morning. You think that lady cooked from Goodfellas? Tommy's mother? Shit. I'm talking my mother would pop up a paella late night and wake me up a fucking boliche. That's the shit they cooked at 3 in the morning. When you went to school, you're like, what the fuck? Why does my house smell like fucking?
My mom would had the pressure cooker.
Okay.
Make the beans.
Oh.
And she used to go to work. Leave the pressure cooker cooking the beans. She used to prepare them the night before.
Right.
I forgot marinate them and shit. Yeah. And then she leave the pressure cooker cooking. She would go to work and come back from work and finish up the beans, and then we had this fresh beans every single night. You know, with everything. My mom cooked everything. Oxtail, you know, rabbit, moose. She cooked. You know, she cooked everything, but everything was delicious. And to me, everything was chicken. She said it's chicken, but what is this, Mom? It's little chicken. But she gave me everything. He had everything. He
complain about it.
Everything.
I remember we lived in New York. We used to get cantina.
Yeah, cantina. What is that?
They dropped the food off in front of your house in like little bowls stacked on each other with a thing. It had like white rice.
Meat. He had a white rice. He had
So like meal prep before meal prep.
Yeah. No. Listen, your food was cooked. Ain't no meal prep. There's no fucking meal prep.
You have little containers. One for each
one on top of the other with a metal thing at the top. Some of them even gave you fucking cubic cloth.
Yeah.
And a flan.
So you have rice, you have beans, you have the meat, then you have like plantains or maduros or whatever, you know.
Okay.
And you had the whole meal.
You know what? We were talking about food. He's talked for years about Cuban Chinese food. Do you have any?
Chino Latino, that was the best.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Oh, that was great. What's it?
La Campana
China.
57th and Bergen
That was the best.
La Campana China. That means
Nothing like Chino
the
Latino.
Chinese fucking.
Nothing like Chino.
Oh my
nothing,
God.
Nothing.
And what would you get? Like, what's your Chinese Cuban food?
I would get always the chicken fried rice. Back then, now I don't get rice or fried rice. You can get it with plantains, sweet plantains.
Yeah.
And then you can get a salad.
What's that?
Breaded steak. Like skirt steak, but breaded.
I used to get the pork chop with the pork fried rice, an egg roll, and some tostones.
Oh, tostones.
I think a year ago when he went.
Huh? Wow, you're making me hungry.
Oh no,
Chino Latino was.
Chino Latino was fucking the
And then we had the other. The other side of the coin. We had this Louis Stefan Music Club in Kennedy Boulevard.
My guy. Tremendous. The food killed you. They finally closed it.
They caught him cooking cats.
No. Hanging in a lot of grass with the food because there's a cemetery in the back. They would just go back to the grass with other cats.
Cutting cats? You can't tell me that.
They were
You
cooking.
just say I just moved to New York and like I'm a little scared to get Chinese food.
New York.
I don't want to eat cat.
Smell it. You see the
What does it
kids?
smell like?
Oh, whatever. The kids' tears.
But again, they caught him cooking cats several times.
Several times?
They finally closed him down.
Who would go first time?
They couldn't help him.
Bro, they I would pray for the best, okay? They gave you sewage. And they cut them in half, and you could pick up the thing. I remember one day we were picking up the thing, and the guy's like, no.
Yeah, I don't think you were supposed to pick up
The tray
God
and the
damn it.
go. We had so much. Now I remember where there was a fucking a go-go bar. Yeah, it was on 32nd Street, right up from the newsstands.
Yeah.
That's in the late 70s. There was like a burlesque bar, and I would go up there to get my mother. My mother would drink us in the afternoon. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck?
Union City has so many. Union City had the transfer station downtown. Yeah. That's where the old trolleys used to turn around and come back uptown. The whole area was full of clubs, nightclubs, cabarets, and everything. Burt Lancaster worked down there as a dishwasher. What's her name? Deborah Harry worked down there as a waitress at one point.
Now, Deborah Harry and Pat Benatar shot a movie in Union City.
Yeah, Union City.
Called Union City.
Holy shit.
Right on Summit Avenue. There's a building at the corner of Summit and 18th Street. That's where they shot it. In that apartment building. Crazy.
And speaking of Union City, were you ever like? Do you remember Joey's mother's bar? Were you around for that?
I was around. I didn't frequent it. My dad owned bars as well.
Right.
So my dad,
Cafe Latino.
was gonna say, was there like a war? Did you guys hit each other, or you guys?
No. I think he was at my house. My mother was there that day. We got hit with the sparkler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was no. We all worked together. Everybody was friends. There was a guy 33rd. His name was Boyolito, and he had a bar. I mean, sad pussy. Very small, big pussy. That was 77. Everybody called him Boyolito, and then that whole area there was fucking tremendous. And I was telling Lucia where when my mother had the first restaurant was across from Union, 38, and there's a little refrigeration.
Yeah, no, the place.
And on the corner now it's Supply, but in that was the corner. Next to it was the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Okay, the bottom was real fucking deep.
That was beautiful.
If you read Henry Hill's book, he talks about the bottom of the barrel, and you're at the bottom of the barrel. And on top of that was Food Job Fight Kung Fu.
Yeah.
With Charlie with the box of condoms. You know, bro, we were selling, get out of here.
Everybody had condom in their wallet. They had
their wallet.
Condom in their wallet. Nobody used the condom. Nobody used,
No, it was just the talk. I'm like that little mate.
Say, I have a.
I'm like that little mate. A mate was when you make out with a chicken.
I mean, I guess those
Cuban parents, like my dad, stepdad with my stepdad. Carried the whole thing. Pistol with him. No, he would come home a lot of times. My mom's cleaning him up or cleaning up, throwing out the food. Pistol with him could be really tough. No kidding. But at the same time, he would show up in the middle of the night. Man only ran for now. I remember one night specifically. I'm asleep. I'm in school. I'm in high school. He brought a cat from the street, a black cat, to bed. Teenagers don't throw a cat at you. The kind of stuff he would do. One day we have like my little apartment, and everybody said having a good time. He shows up with a homeless guy. Napoleon. Who's Napoleon was his name. I'll never forget Napoleon. He brought him over to have Christmas with us. A homeless guy. That's the type of guy he was. So it was this tough, sweet,
And she came over.
but everybody got along.
Did you like other Cuban kids? Like not more, but like was it like special when a Cuban kid came over?
Yes and no. I like everybody.
Yeah, every
Fucking crazy.
I remember, man, I lived in 27th Street. I played baseball on 64th Street in North Bergen. My mom would give me whatever, a quarter, 30 cents to take the bus.
Number one.
Yeah, number one. And that was me with, my borrowed cleats and my glove, taking the bus by myself, crossing the borough by myself. This is 9, 10 years old. Driving, riding the bus all the way up by myself, crossing the street again, playing baseball, coming home. There was no bottled water like this. They go play. My son goes to play soccer now. No water on the other side. With 2 different pairs of
A fucking bag to carry. Nothing.
We had nothing. We had
Nothing.
nothing. That was Bolton.
All fucking years. It was all bullshit.
Head pain,
Dehydration, rusty water. I don't know what these fucking man. I feel dehydrated. How do you feel fucking dehydrated? It's 90 degrees. You think your grandfather stopped double for some faggot gig? Nobody was dying back then, right?
No.
Everybody running fucking something. So get your shit together. Here's your kid.
You came over to one of our houses. You wouldn't get like a peanut butter and jelly.
No.
You get a plate of rice and steak, a chicken steak, whatever.
Everybody had all the house.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. I go to home.
And then realize how like I'm not trying to get you to incriminate anyone in your family. That for years about like the numbers and like doing that.
Everybody did the numbers. Everybody. They did the numbers bracket, and in the bars they did a thing called charada, the gambling game, where every number is associated with a saint or with something, with a Chinese thing.
La charada. I have the list.
And every bar, they played it, and everybody turned their heads. And all these owners, everybody took care of each other. There's one guy in the 3 towns, and my dad said, that's a chivato.
A what?
A chivato.
A rat.
Oh, okay.
That's the one nobody wanted to deal with.
He was Cuban?
He was Cuban, yeah. He goes, oh, I don't like that guy. That's just a chivato. He'll rat you out. The one guy. But everybody got known. Everybody did the numbers rack. Everybody did charada.
Did you ever win the numbers?
Huh?
Did you ever win the numbers?
Yeah.
I played it. One time I went to one of the records, and I was on a serpentine, and they gave me this thing, and it had number 57. I walk in the house, and my mom's like, what's that number? Which was they said, 57 was the number. It was $5,000, $10 at one time. She gave me $2,500. And I'm birthday was 1979. I had 219.
Wow.
I went to Jersey City to watch a movie. When I came back, they told me. And all those cats, there was a bookmaker in Union City that was the best. His name was Ocampo.
Yeah.
He sat at my mother's bar. He was about 5'9", 220, but his stomach was all the way out. And he would just sit in like one of those chairs. And so he would stay from 8 in the morning to 3, drinking and fucking making comments. And he would get because he fucked me and my friend like we were adults. Like if we were 10, we walked in, oh, you can he picks up this and the bottle of wine. I'm like, look, I just want to put it down. I'll believe this fucker. Every time I saw him, he's pedophile. Not at all. Are you saying he would always? But the best was I saw him at Dirty and so this is Burgerland Street, Happy, Florida.
Yeah. Addison Black Rose.
His bar there was
Oh yeah. New York County. That's New York County.
okay. That used to be Mark too.
The guy talking sexual to you.
Oh yeah.
We went in there to play a number one kid named Darren Rago. God rest his soul. About 18. Rago liked him. There was 2 inches of Rago. 1 inch was down in the corner. That Cuban girl talking to him. And Rago goes, ask him if he wants to smoke violently. So this motherfucker, he goes, hold on. He still gets walk back to my mother's bar, and the guys would sit there, and they go, where'd you come from? I went to see a Bruce Lee movie. That guy's a punk. I beat him up in Cuba like 3 years ago. I lose my mind. What are you fucking talking about? He's a fucking pussy. I smacked him and fucking die. Like, they're just lying to you. They're just breaking your balls. And that's what they do. That's their sense of humor. So the one time we're in there, get up with Molly, he goes, get off the walk place. He didn't want to smoke that guy. He wanted to smoke in the bar. But it was like a chocolate guy on a big bamboo. And we kept giving it to him, but he was trying to impress a young girl. And he's like, yeah. And they didn't know what he was saying. They didn't know what they were saying. He's smoking. And finally, the girl didn't want to smoke no more. And the joint kept going fast. And she stuck it out. And he's trying to give it away. And everyone's like, nah, nah. And he kept smoking it, though. But he passed out. And then I went in there like a month later. And he goes, oh, yeah. That's how I get to the He goes, I couldn't feel my legs. And then that day, he told us that, I'll never forget this, Lucio. He told us that he went home that night and he jerked off and it was so fucking good. And I go, what are you talking about? Oh, my wife was in the shower. Legal. And he had a chair there. When they say get legal, you know they're fucking crazy. And he goes, he was in the chair at a bar telling me and a bunch of non-Bergen kids how he jerked off, making noises. Get legal. And when he came, he goes, bah, 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 but his chair falls back in the bar. He's like, bah, bah, bah. Pussy nigga, hell, legal. We're right to sleep. We're like, what the fuck is this? And that's the sense of humor.
Yeah.
That little quick thinking. You know, I remember the song in my house. Black kids.
Right.
Whatever my mother would cook, my mother would be the black kitchen. My mother would go, oh yeah, hey, fat fuck.
Oh my God.
Get your fingers out of the pot. I can feel them from here. Like they just have a weird sense of fucking humor. That little twist on things, they have no filter. No filter, that's me. No filter, they don't give a fuck.
Having dinner, and he says to me, he turns around, I talk to you, but you talk so loud. Every decibel level, fine.
So when you quit acting, you said that's it. What did you decide to do?
No, what happened was it was a segue. You know, I got off my tour. I did the 40th anniversary revival of West Side Story. Supposed to come to Broadway. We went to LA. The old West Side Story people came to see us, and we're supposed to come to Broadway after LA. Because they said, well, we made our money back after the first month. A lot of money. We were out 2 years, so they were making plus, and we were using this old previous production. You know, so they said, well, we have all these equity guys here making all this money. You know, making residuals on the commercials. We get residuals. We're making X amount of dollars. They get a small percentage of that. They can give them our old costumes, all custom made shoes, custom made. They travel by bus. Golden Days, rap, and all that kind of stuff. You know, the commercials. So we were making not only $2,000 a week back then. Per diem commercials. We're doing all that. So I get up. So I said, I'm done. I can go out. I'm done. I'm an Spanish rep, and I was still signed with international. I was doing the commercials, so kind of I started writing. I was working on assistant director on the news program. So he had a local TV show, so I got involved with it, and we would stuff about politics. I knew nothing about politics. I just had and I had a newspaper. I started writing all kinds of work. I meet Brian Stein, and we hit it off. And I started helping with events and stuff like that because I was good at coordinating events. And then I was like, I'm an actor. And a government guy. And he goes, no, I really want to become friends. First director and director. I've been there for 24 years. I'm a commissioner. I came in as a director over the department. Fifth ran sixth department. I came in as that to run the commission. Everybody votes for the commissioners, and then between us, but and he asked me to be a because everybody likes you. You go, it's bilingual. And I started giving up acting, documentary films and stuff like that. And then that's how eventually I just gave it back. My wife said to me, I'm still a SAG member. I pay my dues. I pay my dues today. I paid them late. I paid the spring and before now. So she explained to me that I have to pay whatever, $30 something, for being late or whatever. Okay. So you never know. I love working with Brian. I love my fellow commissioners are great people. I don't look and it was great. It was great. We had a mix of people. I love the people. I love that. But man, the things that Brian's done with all the new schools and new roads and new parks, no matter what you say, it's there. You can see it. That high school in the top. So no matter what you go back, none of that existed.
So I went to that Obama school.
Yeah.
From the top of Obama's on.
No, that was it's beautiful.
That area down, I mean, listen, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple of them
the most beautiful girl.
I love. I still judo class on the street. I still remember seeing at Tony. Yeah, the old black kids. It was English films, it was Spanish subtitles, the other way around. They did everything.
He's still alive.
He had the movie.
No, he owns La Especialista, and he's the chairman of State Line America. But I just in a party with him. He's still he's got the hair, the white hair and stuff.
Oh my God.
A couple years ago, he got a little older. Now he's doing good. He's a good, really good guy. So he's from, he studied, and then he went into
Oil.
and then he's made a ton of. So he's a really
His office there. The guy from Television.
yeah. The mom had an office. Why did he have an office? Oh, okay.
They holy shit. And I stayed talking about all the ghosts and the birds and the Indians and shit. And one day I said, I'm not doing this no more. And I would wake up, I'd go to 22nd for the breakfast in the bakery. I'd get a bag of Zeppelin, big bread with hotel bar. Till that, just we deal free. And we go to town and dine. Then they used to punt, pass, and kick. Oh my God. Oh, right on Kennedy Boulevard, punt, pass, and fucking kick. And it would be pass, pass.
Elbows over knees with full tackle on the black top.
What is this? No. Fuck yeah! We used to go to swamps and steal fucking those things, whatever the fuck that is. Where is this swamp?
God,
This swamp. Where is
nice. Once you pass that new building that we're talking about, you pass Tunnel Yum, you keep on going down before you get to that hole you leave.
This is my neighborhood.
Yeah, down.
Yeah, I remember that. We
half a mile down, and that's the swamps right there.
But the swamp was like behind down there. Absolutely. Because I used to ride.
Then you had a mini bike.
Yeah.
Yourself in the mini bike. Hanging out on the county school. I think it was John Bender, you and me. We were hanging on that mini bike. Never got on it. I got on the mini bike and I went down. There was a freestone wall. Right there. Made the curve. I almost killed myself. But that was the last time I got on a bike. I no control. Actually, I turned the wheel and I
hated it. And they used to just, no man. That's it. Quickly. No. Shit.
Kids having nice. They have breakfast in school, lunches. We had, remember, 8 wasn't even a full foot. It was 8 inches painted gray with that cement. Yeah, you remember about the basement, where we ran track back, and we got.
I may be doing
apple
lamp.
The cookie lady.
So
That's affecting
that's the
your kid.
porcelain.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I love it.
I had a class right here. I forget who I was. Wrestling the first one. Before they built how they started building the gym. Before they finished our gym. 2 years. It took like a box.
Yeah, I got Thanksgiving. Like December.
Special. One of the special brothers.
Yeah, do you remember that? I think the last. But this is a lot of kids. I forgot. I forgot.
And I said, Dave, I haven't seen you forever. He told me I gotta call
He's a good guy. He called me.
Dave's a good guy.
He's all those.
That's listen, really cool about man.
People that look at come like I looked around, but that thing we had there was lost, and that's our forever time. The state of mind, you know, big football team, basketball team, and you always had things. There was always what do you call those things that beat each other, but there was all now. Some of these systems were.
A kid coming in, but what?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was.
Yeah, Mario.
Yeah, I was. But if there's a party on 26, that's where I'm going, guys. Party.
These are crazy kids. Everything in that corner.
Everything.
We had that realize everything. Take a small, and then right. What's his name? Vita.
They all went
Great.
Yeah. And the crazy one, I'm in Miami. I haven't seen him. Like, every night. You come to me and say, I know this, but I got fuck yeah, Elton. He's a good guy. Good guy. He's catchy.
Yeah, I think so, right?
This year, in North Bay, put the group together.
Castle?
The call was right in front of me. They know the killers. Walk up.
Hey, no, the cat, like, runs and they.
Oh, right.
The funeral guy. Right? He drives or whatever. There's something going on. And they do it? I don't know.
They say, I'm offering. Right. The border system, but I still be solid. Yeah.
Dylan and Hudson, there used to be a bar. Every corner and every. Everything about the whole Hudson County. Everything about Hudson County. He's like, oh, pretty much. I mean, one of everybody.
And so, door, I was messed with that. I was one of the so,
I don't get into those conversations.
you know, I had some good talk. I think Adam, probably 19 was
I don't know.
someone on 30 years. No video.
So they got he's like that. There, which is MC. Full lap. Full lap.